Alright. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to those who use the Fates. Quick roll call. Let's see if I can do this without even looking at y'all's names. Adaman,
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Ari,
Yep.
Aldrix,
Hello.
and Abrush.
Yeah.
I knew your names. I just was seeing if I got y'all in the right order. I felt like peeking. And then I had to remember that a certain someone always joins the campaign like a week after everyone else, so he always ends up last. Not naming names, but literally was the last name I said. Anyhow, so last session was a little bit of rush due to some technical issues that never happen here with the guild run ever. But basically packed all things up from the previous from Faust with the intent of letting the girls, as they, or at least as little Sara had kept asking, to go and see Mother. Made it through the woods with minimal issues. With Ari leading the expeditions, things were a little rough, but you managed to get back to the clearing in which the mother's body had been hidden. Or left behind, I should say, better phrasing. To which the spirit rose from the body, and seeing that her children were, I'm doing air quotes here, due to a certain someone's actions near the children and possible trauma caused to one of them, safe. As Adam's Sinning Stone goes off. In a air quote rush dramatic scene, the mother spirit, seeing this, was able to release and move on to the realm of the dead and rest. Her spirit dispersing. That is where we're going to pick up. How you guys are going to react to that, and as noted, there is the compulsion in your stomach still, drawing you back to the village, which you've never heard the name for. But the one that was very, very clearly, oh no, not welcoming of outsiders.
The one we got kicked out of, basically. Hello?
Hello.
The one we got kicked out of, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
More or less.
Yeah. So the last of the little orbs of spiritual radiance ascend to the heavens. You have the scene. Oh no, Lilith is doing the I'm a big girl, but clearly crying as she is gripping her the axe. Sara is just staring up like a little kid just staring at bubbles.
I think when this happened, I said I was saying a prayer to my deity.
Okay.
Nothing, just like safety. Oh, gentle prayer for her soul and for the children.
Abrash will stand back watching. Small frown on his face.
That leaves Ari. What are you doing during the scene?
As stuff fades, she fades away. I don't know. I guess look to console the kids a bit, and if we still got time, after a moment of silence, look to well, we can check if for members of your family and back in your village, if you've got other friends, and just look to get their mind back onto traveling, doing something as opposed to lingering.
Lilith's pulling away from the scene in front of her and sort of being drawn to your words just over her shoulder. Um, Mother was all we had.
Well, what if we return to the village? We, this one your mother did business in? Yes? There was a shipping manifest?
M- my mother held her shop there. Um, she had taken it over from her husband.
Not her husband, not your father?
She looks confused, as if you didn't hear her when she had said before. We never knew our father.
Hmm. Interesting. Would you want to go back to the village?
I mean,
Do you know anyone there?
where else would we go? Certainly not with you.
You'll have to
And
travel with me if we go to the village. What were you saying, priest?
I lost my train of thought.
He lost his train of thought.
But yes, I think we should head back to the village. I'll allow you two to maybe get your bearings in where you end up there. Hopefully they treat us with a bit more kindness.
Sarah seeming to draw herself out of this daze, stupor. Just twirling on a heel. Says, the village elder has always been so kind to us. At
Well,
that comment, you see Lilith sort of recoil, much as she has recoiled near a certain vampire.
damn Dracula. Would he take care of you two? Arrange for your care?
That that's his job, isn't it? Says the little one.
I would think so. So if you can set his eyes on the older, bear with our company for a little bit longer, we can return you there.
She stills herself and begins to storm off to where Aldrich had parked the draft horse in the cart. And double checking passive perceptions real quick. Double checking. You specifically hear her mutter something. You don't catch the words.
Do-
Roll his eyes.
I was by 15. Interesting. I will go to the cart. I know we just met, and you have every reason not to trust us.
More eye rolls.
You go away, you're not helping right now.
I'm just standing here. Stand.
Would you like to go someplace a bit more? Actually, no. Never mind. Scratch that from the record.
I eat one person, but he's allowed to go offer to take the little girls off somewhere special, and it's
I
no
will
problem.
cast
I
Sacred
see how it
Flame on
is.
you. What happened there?
If you're asking Lilith, she just turns a very cold shoulder to you, clearly not wanting to talk about it.
Understandable. But if you do wish to talk, I am here.
She seems to shudder in place before, once again, like gulping air to catch herself, kind of glancing at the band of merry misfits that you make up, and help Sarah into the back of the cart. She's just still smiling and wondering, just sits on the back of the cart and just dangles her little feet.
Well, let's get going, I guess. Everybody get to where they need to be.
Never actual takes place in the cart.
But you're outside the cart.
Am I not allowed to be in the cart?
It might make things difficult.
You go down to the back of the cart, Lilith is sitting there with her axe staring at you.
Fine, I will walk. One halfling who died of natural causes.
As soon as everybody's ready, I'm just gonna.
Adamant climbs up and sits in the back, muttering to himself, as has been his way. Artie?
Yes.
Did we lose Artie at some point? There he goes.
Sorry, I'm still here. I'm discussing light fixtures. So I missed most of that. I will go with the group. Can I use that answer?
Safe bet, safe bet.
I mean, do we not get included on this light fixture discussion? I feel kind of left out now, but yes, that is a very safe bet. I believe it's between yourself and Aldrich. Are you attempting to try and plot a course directly to the village, or back to where you had first made camp?
I would say go the way that we know. Let's not make things more difficult than they need be.
I guess based off how much time that adds. in theory, we're coming straight here, so in theory, that's the shortest route. We didn't have problems with the camp. I'm just thinking if we go towards straight, I don't know what the difference is. Like, are we getting onto a main road that might make it easier with the wagon and find people to travel with to talk to?
If you
Or
head
maybe finding people's bad.
finding a way to the main road without having come from the main road, aside from right where your camp was, because you basically posted up right next to the thick of the wood off the main road after having traveled for a bit past the village. So you can try to see if you can gauge your direction correctly.
No, camp works good for me.
Yeah. Go the way we know.
Indeed.
Okay.
Sorry, should I be doing navigation, survival?
Yourself or Aldrich?
You can.
Okay.
Oh, that's with advantage. I forgot to turn that off.
We could argue I was assisting.
It was still the
It's the
first
first.
roll.
Yeah.
Keeping a decent pace, they're ahead of the cart as you hear the draft horse gentle plop and pull against the muddy pathway. You manage to navigate past fallen trees, other physical obstacles, whilst maintaining a pretty solid lay of the land, not getting yourself turned around nearly as hard as you did getting back to the last clearing. When in your head, roughly about an hour, hour and a half's travel left, closing here into the later half of evening. Aldrich's on the cart, you see what looks to be 3 figures, 2 on your right, 1 on your left, moving with an attempt at quiet adjacent to your cart. Chirp chirp.
So there's 3 people like near the camp,
There's-
or
Did not use the word
Near the
people.
Cart. Figures.
figures.
Figures near the cart.
Figures. And it's now becoming nightfall, you said?
It is going into the later half of the evening, so it is starting to darken. It's not exactly the brightest place ever to begin with.
And so far, only Aldrich sees this?
Correct.
I will point it out and try to look for more detailed information.
Okay. Perception.
Let's go with what I already know.
So, as he begins to try and it's right over. Aldrich, you find yourself looking around, and you've lost all signs of them.
Abrash is gonna sort of. So Aldrich, did you inform the party?
Yes, I said there are 3 figures around here.
Abrash will sort of have a hand on the hilt of his rapier. Also want to look around and see if he spots anything. I go blind.
We are good at this, I swear.
So Abersh, you begin to ready yourself and trying to follow where Aldrich is trying to point. Like they were right, and you find yourself doing the same thing as them, looking left, looking right, looking forward, looking back, and you catch too much movement. Leaves blowing in the wind, the faint breeze. The cart bouncing, causing that jitter down the back of your spine as it hits a small rock. Um, Even little Sara, as you sort of fall back to a defensive position in the rear of the cart, just her little legs kicking away keeps distracting and drawing your attention as the first of the arrows strike.
Everybody get down.
It is a 19 versus your AC.
Me, that hits.
Okay. That is 4 piercing damage.
Ah. Bastards. We're under attack.
And I'm just going to go ahead and move these ghouls out of here. Boop. Boop. And a boop. No, I said at a boop. We're just going to keep using this here map. So. I could have sworn I had more tokens than this, but this will have to do. What the hell? Back! It's not letting me pull my token. Why isn't it letting me pull? I'm quite confused.
They don't actually want to fight us. They're going to run away.
Sure, okay, that one works. That is the one that just shot Abrush.
Yo.
Alright. Kind of go ahead and roll for initiative.
Please, work with me.
They sure got somebody's attention.
I mean, he did just get shot.
Maybe it was a big mosquito. I don't know.
I think I hear. Scoring, did you take the last of the blank character sheets for your fix?
I thought that's what you,
I gave you one. Do you
that's
not
the only
see?
one I see.
Do you not see Gildrag?
Oh, was that the one I was supposed to be using?
That's okay. All right, so no one died for.
That wasn't the one I was moving stuff over to last week. I just put a name on it when I came back. And continued doing it.
That's all right. To apprise you of the situation, as of right now, you are only aware of the physical space of the individual to the south of you. I do need a horse.
We do need a horse.
I need a.
Are the girls on the cart right now?
They are.
Or okay.
One horse. It is Jebik, and it's currently going that way.
Oh yeah, that's a thick horse.
Look, buddy. Look, buddy. It could be worse.
Oh god, change it back.
We gotta stop feeding that thing.
It's not that you're feeding it, it's what you're feeding it.
What type of horse do you have? Double wide?
Is this one? Oh, good. Alright. Doing this on the fly. You'll have to do. Yeah, so, Adamant, as you know, you are on the cart. Sada is currently in the back, just kicking her feet. She has no idea what's going on. All she saw was the vampire just sprouted some wood.
Right.
You did hear Aldrich say that he swore he saw 3 figures.
Okay. But this is the only guy I actually see.
Yes, because he just revealed himself with an attack.
Gotcha. But he did attack. That was my next question.
Yes.
I'm literally coming back to
Yes.
the not knowing anything.
Yeah.
So
He shot our vampire.
You snap out of your conversation with
yeah,
Sai.
well, he shot the vampire though. No. I mean, this might just be a misunderstanding.
Town to send bounty hunters after him.
Yeah.
Like they think he's not a vampire?
No, it's the Helsing Corporation, clearly.
Yeah, we'll just to get things rolling. We'll frostbite him.
Okay.
And apparently that's been broken at some point because it didn't auto damage. Roll.
Con, correct?
It's a fail, so I think if I yeah, okay, that's the way that's set.
That's
now.
just the base D20 he passes.
Yeah. But that was more also for me just to
Yep.
test. So I can click on the saving throw fail and it'll roll the damage. That's the way it works now.
Aldrich, why are there 2 of you?
No. I only see one of me.
Oh, for the record, Sai's token is currently under your token, Adamant.
Okay. That's where he currently should be.
Yeah.
He's not currently out, so.
Okay, so, as you get up, the cart unfortunately shifts a little too aggressively, giving him enough time to duck behind a nearby tree your spell gripping and freezing the water in it as opposed to himself. Abarish,
Yes.
you're up.
Cat is trying. Okay. So do I see my bow wielding assailant?
You do.
Oh, it's on. Okay. Avarash will draw his rapier and charge forward. And strike. So, because I'm only level 3. Okay. I assume a 22 hits.
A 22 does hit.
Okay. Arash's gonna growl and flash his fangs at the attacker. I'm going to enjoy you. And that's me.
Okay. Seeing you rush forward, there is a brief moment where you swear he's smiling. He's like, "Yeah, this is all going according to plan." And as soon as you bare fangs and lash out at him, cutting, to be fair, a niggling injury more than anything. He stutters back against a tree just as a large pike slams into your chest with a natural 20.
Ew.
For a total of 13 piercing damage.
Oh,
You're fine. Walk it off.
I am literally impaled.
You're fine. Walk it off.
Gellard.
As this guy reveals himself. Oh. On initiative 20, the cart continues moving forward. The horse letting loose a sick sound as it goes crashing to the ground, tripping upon a taut drawn rope that Ari had missed in his passive passing. I need those riding the cart to make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
Ari and Abarash, if you'd be so kind. Ari, roll for Lilith, because I don't think Abarash should. And Abarash, you'll roll for Sarah. Wow, Abarash, even in passing, you just wound children.
I'm the ghost of Union.
Good lord, Lilith.
She's getting ready to wreck some fools.
I had to check again that I actually rolled it. I'm like, did I put the D in there or not? Yeah.
I'm going to need like just a badass like Red Riding Hood picture for at some point, I guess.
I imagine she like lands like.
But the
Black
cart,
Widow, like 1 foot down, the leg off to the
the
side.
cart comes skidding here. The horse is currently prone, skidding and disposing of its riders. Fortunately, Adaman and Aldrich, you manage to tumble and catch yourselves and roll back to your feet. Sarah, unfortunately, not so lucky. She is fallen into the mud face first. Apparently, I have exactly one child picture that shows up when I search child in my pictures, and is this adorable little shit?
I don't think that works.
No, you don't think so?
Nah.
God.
And for some reason, I want to point out this is called an undesirable, but I typed in child and this shows up. I don't know what Roll20 is trying to say because this is one of their sets. I typed in child, and undesirable comes up.
I mean, Correct.
We'll use that
Been
for.
there. Been there.
Wow.
Damn.
This is how we know his wife doesn't listen to his D&D games. So, red will be Lilith, book will be Sarah. She is currently prone. Split. That brings us to Audie. As you hear or you hear a child scream out behind you, and you turn just in time to see the horse go skidding through the mud, trying to right itself.
And I can see two figures in the trees.
You can now
back
see
by
both of them.
Albrecht.
One of which is currently holding a pike in Aberish.
Which is the closer one?
That is the southern one. This one.
Okay. Then I will try to get him to loose his grip, and I will quickly fling a dagger, and then probably two more.
Okay. The first one sinks into the wood. The second one manages to find its target, stabbing deep into the pike person's. To me, that's actually a female token, but the pike person's arm. The third throw, as it zips back to your hand and looses again, it just barely manages to catch, mainly in their clothing, revealing a layer of chainmail underneath.
Okay. Hopefully distracting him a little bit. I am then going to dash around the backside of the cart towards the girls.
Okay, I need your exact path, please. Stop there.
Back one or there?
Right there.
I don't know what. Okay.
Alright. I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
6.
Okay. You take 5 cold damage as a wave of frost, much akin to what Adamant had just loose, washes over you and reveals their mage. Who reprises that he's not in the best of positions, but, you know, I'll point out.
Another one here. Go ahead, sorry.
This cart is up on its side, so those on this side of the cart cannot see that side of the conflict.
Gotcha.
You may continue your movement. That's the gist of it. You will have disadvantage on your next weapon attack roll, though.
Okay, and I think I was right beside the horse's head.
You were there, yes. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20.
Get there.
Okay.
Saying that she looks to be okay, I think.
She is face down in the mud.
Okay. I'll do more once I can, but that's my action bonus to move.
Okay. It comes to this fellow's turn, attempting to use the opening created by their counterpart. A sickle lashes out, attempting to cut across your stomach as they drop their bow to the ground, Avarish. But they only roll a total of 12 versus AC, which I doesn't think cuts it.
That does not correct. That's not it.
Alright, they will then, cunning action, disengage from you. And the other two, unfortunately, actually rolled worse than Aldrix. So, Aldrix, you're up!
Okay. Let me check something. Okay. So first things first, I suppose I'll heal the vampire. With a healing word.
Appreciate it.
And then I shall cast I shall use my channel divinity and speak a prophecy. I am getting these two. I need wisdom saves?
Wisdom
Yes.
saves and need to roll on your table that at some point I should probably just import into the game here.
I got it as part of the other thing that I can do with this.
DC of
DC 13.
13. They both barely pass.
Well, then I'm not going to bother rolling the d8s.
Sir, I want to see what was going to happen.
Okay, fair.
This is a very amusing table.
Yes. So one would have had disadvantage on attack rolls and wisdom checks.
That would have been her. She was the center point.
Oh, that would have been humorous. The other one would have been able to speak.
Ah!
Or cast spells that have verbal
I
components.
was like, yeah, I was like, wait, let me double check. Oh shit, yeah, no, that has verbal components.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else?
Nope.
Poor horse is just flailing around. At initiative 2, the pike user draws back for another mighty slash. That is a 15 versus your AC.
Does not hit.
All right. And they will take a singular step back. In a very guarded position. The mage up there will, with a whisk of their hands, attempting to follow Ari as you are dashing through the wood. You see the growth under you begin to twist and attempt to wrap around you. I believe it's a dex save. Let me confirm. No, it's a strength save.
Go see him and have him.
Something has him? I think we just had a Spaz wife voice reveal.
Sounded like it.
Just threw me totally out. Like, wait, huh? Spaz, your voice dropped immensely. So, sir, as you are running and getting closing distance with the poor fallen Sada, the roots of the nearby tree wrap up and entangle you. You are restrained.
I give a quick, sharp look towards the mage.
He ducks and gets behind a nearby tree. 5, 10, 15, 20. Freehand. A nice green. Check I believe it's a 10 foot? 20 foot. Oh, good. 20 foot square. So that'd be. Five, 10, 15, 20, and he censored it there. Which does mean I need one from the little ones. So we'll have Aldrich, you go ahead and roll for Lilith, and Adaman, you go ahead and roll for Sarah. A strength check for the little children. Oh, good lord!
Why couldn't this have happened on my actual rolls?
Lilith,
Yeah,
the
I think it's
fuck?
She is gonna murder these fools.
Oh, good lord. I don't know what this child. All right, and we'll get one more child die. Ari, go ahead and roll just a flat D100, this is whether or not Lilith will actually join the fight. This is her courage check. Need 20 or higher, and okay.
Considering she hit 2 nat 20s.
She can't see the mage. She has no awareness of them. Oh, Abrish, this little girl comes charging past you with an axe in hand, screaming, tears streaming down her face, in response to seeing her sister getting tossed from the cart. And the pike, being prepared for you to charge forward, uses their sentinel action against the child. Rolling a 19 versus AC, the child is stabbed.
You bastard.
All I'm gonna say is this is big. I shoot the child energy.
She has 1 hit point left.
The child or the pike guy?
The child? Adaman, you're up.
Okay. Can I see them both, or
You can
No.
you can see them both. The only one you can't see is if you attempt to find them. I don't think Ari had called out to say there was the mage, but
Yeah, I did say there's another one over here.
okay. So you can attempt to look for this one.
which one?
The
Oh, there's
this
one over there. Oh,
yeah.
I wouldn't even. He wasn't even on my
So
screen.
yeah, but you can see those two, and oh right, she actually did close the distance. She does get to attack. You know what, Abrish? You go ahead and roll her attack for her.
Wait, do we really want that?
Don't break the streak.
What is it? Just a flat d20?
D20 -1.
So I'm learning she's not good with the X.
She is not proficient. That is correct.
Useful information. 11.
You know what? Not bad for her first combative attack. I'm not gonna lie. But you also broke the combo. I'm just saying. All right, Adam, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna use my lightning caster ability to firebolt both of the two that are next to each other.
Okay.
So that's definitely getting missed. And then the second one,
That hits.
maybe.
So you hit the one who stabbed the child. What's appropriate? For 4 damage.
And that's all I can do because that uses my bonus action.
Okay. That brings. Are you going to stay where you are?
Yeah, it's been safe so far.
Okay.
I mean, I've got like cover from the wagon and.
All right, Abrish, you're up.
All right. Guy on the left is the child stabber.
Correct.
Arash is gonna charge up, and as he's currently stabbing a child, to stab him. 21.
21 does hit for 6.
Is he still up?
Barely.
All right. I'm going to attempt to drain his life as a bonus action.
Right in front of her.
I will defend you by terrorizing your dreams.
Oh, good lord! Lilith, I'm so sorry! Alright, so you pierce through with the rapier and closing the distance. I believe you need a save on their end?
Let's see. You make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of you. So I think it's 1d20 plus my
It should be charisma and proficiency.
Alrighty. Come on, big.
Yeah, but would help if I actually had that specific book open.
15.
15 is just shy of hitting. As you go to pull yourself forward with the momentum of your rapier striking deeper into their torso. They use the haft of their halberd to push you away. As you hear Lilith behind you cry out as they draw the blade out of her. Initiative 20. Does the horse get up?
Come on, horse.
It rolls a 12. It gets up.
Yay, horse.
Now, does it run away in fear? It brave horses and is currently looking around trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in best of its horsey brain. That brings us to Ari. You are currently restrained, and you do not have line of sight on the mage.
Can I see the others?
You can, yes.
Let's try to check what my range is.
Just know that they should be within your throw range, but you will have disadvantage due to first the frostbite that hit you, and now the entanglement.
Yeah, and actually the dagger range is 20. I think I can up it maybe later. But...
I think it's 2060.
Right.
You're already throwing a
So
disadvantage at this point.
Yeah, it's already got disadvantage.
Yeah, I've got 3 sets of disadvantage, which luckily they don't really stay.
-5 per stack.
Yeah, so I guess I will chuck a dagger at the one with a pike that I hit earlier, and then see if I can move. I don't know. Does it take an action to try and get free from the vines?
Yes, you would be able to make a strength check to try and break free.
Okay, so if I attack, I can't do that.
Which reminds me,
roll
Admin, go ahead and roll a d20 -3 for Sara to try and break free.
I had a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
Okay.
-3?
-3, yes. He has small arms. Poor child.
Look, this is probably the safest spot for her. She hit the deck, and she is covered with vines.
The deck hit her!
Look, I'm not here to argue semantics.
Alright, that's your first attack, Artie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use the bonus. He'll struggle to try and get out, and basically that'll be what I do this turn.
Okay.
So I'll spend an action next time to get out.
As you have imposed yourself as the bigger threat, Abrash, the two will quickly lunge at you. The first is an 18 versus your AC.
Okay.
And the second one is yet another natural 20 from your friend, the pikeman. Sarah just... She couldn't even get her face out of the mud. You're not sure she's really able to breathe in her current position.
Okay, response is a good sign, but yeah, breathing could be a problem.
So 4 piercing damage, slashing damage from the sickle to the person directly south of you. The other gets another 12 piercing damage. As they are drawing the pike back from Lilith, they cross, slashing hard across your chest.
Okay.
And they hold their position, unable to stagger further into the woods. That brings us to Aldrich.
Okay. How is Abarash looking? Just as a
Very
glance.
bloody.
I would say I think both Hem and Lilith look pretty fucked up right now.
But Aberash is like full on growling. There's a sort of morphing of the brow. Fangs are in full display.
I'm gonna save the child. I'm sorry.
When they gut me and kill the child, you'll have made your choice.
10 to Lilith.
Hey!
And then Sacred Flame on the pikeman.
Okay. DC 13.
I am level 3. What do you want?
Dexterity?
Yes.
She actually fails because this is the brute.
Woohoo! 3 radiant damage.
You managed to snipe the kill.
Of course you do.
Look, would you rather me not snipe the kill and you get crit again?
That said, anything else? Movement anywhere?
I will kind of move down this way.
Okay.
Do I see the mage now?
You get line of sight on them, and they just kind of like look. You see them focusing, one hand twisted. You kind of put the 2 and 2 together as you see the vines writhing and wrapping around Ari and Sarah. His other hand reaches out, and uttering a quick incantation. It's now his turn. We'll pick his target. Arborish. I need a Constitution saving throw from you, sir.
That'd be a 5.
All right. That is... it's 2 damage, cold. You have disadvantage on your next attack, though.
Okay.
And he will continue to say, nope, distance. That brings us to initiative 0. Sarah will attempt once again to free herself from the vines. Ari, if you'd go ahead and roll the d20 minus 3 on her behalf. And we'll have Aldrich go ahead and roll the d20 minus 1 for Lilith's attack. She's trying, guys. She's trying.
Everybody is trying here. Alright, 5 words. Mage, that way. I point the direction of the mage.
Adaman, you clearly get that message, as you're the only one not pressed with something else at the moment.
Right.
And it is your turn, sir.
Right. Alright. Well, let's walk around the card here and attempt to target this mage, I guess. With
As you come across, you see this person, you recognize, yeah, they have magic, but you wouldn't classify them as mage. This is probably someone who knows, like, a cantrip.
yeah. Anyway,
Specifically a cantrip and a single first level spell.
like an initiate?
Over.
Then maybe I could be a mage. I know 2 cantrips.
Magic missile. Yes, indeed.
Rub it in their face.
So that's 3 separate concentration checks.
Oh right, yeah, that is.
1, a 2,
Well,
a 3.
is it?
Yeah,
Because you only roll.
it's
You only
3
roll
separate.
one dice because
It's 3 separate instances
they
of
hit
damage.
separate. But they hit simultaneously. As much as I would like to argue, yes, because it's in our favor, the whole reason that I love Magic Missile, I think, makes it only trigger one.
Even then, unless you somehow do enough damage to push past a 14 base, because you still have 2 more darts to roll.
No, you roll one time and you
You-
times it by that. That's why I set it up that way.
Sir, you
3 darts.
what? Just
I did look it up. Apparently, the rule
That's
is.
official ruling.
Yeah.
That's a weird way to do it, but okay, Merle.
Wait, what was your ruling, Sorgan?
2. Oh, what I was saying was, it's only one. Even though it's 3 darts, they're all hitting simultaneously.
I just found something from Crawford, though.
That
Okay.
is 3 separate instances of damage.
Yeah.
So each dart should be dealing 1d4 plus 1.
Yep.
But see, Crawford's not official.
True.
Which sounds better, Goose and Gander, for you guys? Which would you prefer? Because I've pretty much always had it in my head that it is individual darts do individual damage.
Well, initially, the whole reason I like Magic Missile, now that I've found that ruling, about a year ago, is the fact that you roll one time.
Anyone else going to weigh in?
I mean, in my head, it's been 3 separate things. I mean, how you roll it doesn't necessarily mean how it actually impacts, right? If you're saying it's
Yeah.
3 different things, otherwise, why are you saying it's 3 darts as opposed to just 1 dart that hits harder? Even if they're impacting at the same time, are they hitting the same exact spot? Then, in theory, you're only hitting them for 1 dart of damage as opposed to 3.
Well, that's assuming that you're only hitting one target. But yeah, but essentially, the way it, the how should I put it? I'd have to look it up again, but somewhere in the book it says that to the effect that since they're hitting at the same time, simultaneously, you roll one time, not for each, and
You're
then
talking
you
rolling for
multiply
damage.
it. Yeah.
Right. What I'm saying is that's not saying how it's affecting in terms of like a con save. Right? You can have all the damage for each dart be the same.
As far as the save goes, I think that is completely up to the DM's interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I I mean, I could see that going either way. But if you play Magic Missile that you only roll one because they all hit at the same time, aren't they taking all that damage at the exact same time?
So it might up the DC, but it's only 1 check.
And see, personally, I really have no preference on this. I'm just saying, if I'm going to play it that way, that's the way it feels right to me.
So a total of 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And
6 damage.
Catch me if I attempt to do it the other way, because that's how I've been doing Magic Missile since like
we all have, but there's a specific
yeah, it's the simultaneous damage all gets rolled at once, much like Fireball. That sort of example. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Let's-
So unfortunately, our concentration is maintained. You are still entangled. Arbutus, you're up. The dastardly rogue to your south is currently picking and choosing between which either yourself or the small child is the more threatening victim to take down.
All right, Arash is gonna growl and slash at him with disadvantage. That's a 19 to hit for 10.
All right, that does manage to connect. They are on death's door.
I would like to use my bonus action to have to drain his life.
Okay.
Is this also a disadvantage?
No, it's on your first attack roll.
Awesome. And to shamelessly plug and ask for a rule confirmation, Ari has let me know that you quote your vampire abilities are based on Dex or Charisma in case you had a higher Dex. So I can. Would this be a? Could I add my Dex bonus to this, or is it still Charisma?
Which?
Melee-based spell attack.
Let me double check. Which book specifically is your vampire pulling this from? Because I believe vampire is in both of them. Campaign guide or player guide?
I'm looking at the player's guide.
Okay, that helps.
The campaign guide has the core vampire, like I guess specifically the save DC is based off of Dex or Charisma. I don't know what the power that he's using is. It might specify.
Use a bonus action on the turn melee spell.
This is Fanged Bite?
This is Drain
Or
Life.
Drain Life.
Starting at first level, you gain an innate power to drain life from the living. When you use the attack action or cast spell, you use a bonus action on the same turn to make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet. Your attack deals necrotic damage equal to 1d6 plus charisma ability modifier on a hit.
Why am I not seeing Drain Life here in...
It is on page 72 of the Grim Hollow Player's Guide Digital Edition Final PDF.
Why would that be way down there? 81... That's not even the
Oh, so he's
transformation
looking
second.
It's not vampire. He's looking at a warlock. It's a warlock thing.
Oh!
It's a
I
vampire.
also am a warlock.
Sorry for breaking that bubble for anybody. But yeah, I didn't know what that
That's
was.
probably a little bit better than
Okay.
ripping throat out.
Oh, I'm absolutely ripping his throat out. But
Okay, so no, this uses your charisma to hit. This is a warlock ability, not a vampire ability.
I'm confused. I forgive my.
You're
I just looked for. I just searched vampire. And
you're
the
right.
Page is the first vampire.
The first vampire is your patron.
Yes.
So you use the attack action, bonus action to make this a melee spell attack, so that'd be on 1d20 plus proficiency plus charisma.
Charisma.
Okay.
And that does hit, which allows you to do 1d6 plus cha damage.
Then you can use this slot to gain HP.
Yes. For 7, I hit him.
For 7, that does put them down. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the ability. When you spend
You
I'm gonna expend my spell slot to get a little heals back. Heal 7 from that.
you roll a d8 extra necrotic.
and then another D8 per level. And it works the same as smites.
Yeah.
And then you regain that health.
Oh, I gain even more.
So roll 2d8 and you gain that health.
Is that on top of the 7?
That would be on top of the 7. So just roll 2d8. As you drain this poor individual dry in front of the already traumatically screaming child.
Abarash is just going to like fully the wounds on his chest just knitting shut as even if it doesn't fill the requirements of feeding, he just rips out this man's throat, and lets out a like vicious primordial scream. His head back up toward the sky. Blood just coating his face.
All right. Initiative 20. Does the horsey spook? The horsey does not spook. That brings us to Ari.
Now it's awfully tempting to try and hit one of the guys that I thought was still standing, perhaps accidentally hitting Abrash in the back.
As you see this gout of blood come flying out of the leaves.
Yeah, and actually I don't know that she ran over there. I don't know. I may have missed her with the cart.
You did hear her like battle cry screaming, but you have not otherwise laid eyes on her.
I am trying to get free of the vines and branches and make my way over to Sarah and get her to cover. Make sure she's up out of the mud to be able to breathe.
Strength check.
Is it only strength, or can you do...
It is a strength check.
Oh. It's not athletics.
No, sir.
Oh, that's not good.
It is a
4.
You are still restrained. You have your bonus action left.
I have nothing to do a bonus with.
Okay. That brings us to Aldrich, because the people between the two of you is now laying on the ground. Dead.
Move to there. And let us cast.
I think I'm being yelled at.
What's new?
I mean, if you stop doing stuff like that in front of little kids, maybe you won't be up.
Just do a Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Gotta love that damage.
I mean, they managed to fail, so they do have to roll a concentration check. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
It's his turn. He is going to attempt to nuke you with one and only cantrip he knows. That is
con save.
That is a con save, yes sir. Hey! 6 cold damage and disadvantage on your next weapon attack.
Oh no! Whatever will the caster do?
Let's see, check his morale check. He did just do really good damage. He has no idea his comrades are dead. Nah, he thinks he's got this.
Yeah.
Dumbass. Adaman, you're up.
Yes, I am. Okay.
Sarah's free!
firebolt. Shooting at the wizard still.
That hits.
Yep.
I think Wizard is a real push for this guy.
Look, man, he's casted multiple spells, and he is hard locking in one of your strikers. I'm just saying.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not looking great after that firebolt smashes into his chest.
Yay. That's it.
That brings us to Abrish. You don't actually know of any other combatants of this, beside the small child with an axe next to you.
Side eye the axe. Look around. One. Through. Alright, I see all you judgy, typey people.
Two Copper says she always the vampire. Shush, Aldrich! See, now I can't do it, because you're gonna... See what you've done?
Through sort of auditory clues and whatnot, would Abrash be aware that there are others, assailants that his companions have been fighting, or no?
Just roll me an intelligence check. This is a non-action. Why is that a disadvantage? Not that it helped you. Would have helped you either way. The other option was a 6.
And the first one was the 2
was
anyway.
a 2. So, far as you know, everything's okay. You see the cart is turned over. The horse is trying to pull, struggling against its bindings. You do see Ari up there fighting against what looks to be writhing vines. As Sarah is crawled out and is trying to wipe mud off of her face.
And Lilith is right next to me.
She is currently axe raised, ready to bring it down on one of these bandits. Or you. You don't know.
Abrash is just gonna growl at her. They are dead. I am hungry. Go away.
That's it?
Not knowing that there are other assailants and having made his intentions clear. Yes.
Poor
That
Ari.
will be Abrash.
Horse still doesn't spook. Ari, you're up.
I can see the mage back there. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I am just gonna hurl steel his way.
Okay.
These are all have disadvantage, right?
Correct, yes. Still roll one at a time, because each time he does get hit, which that does hit, does trigger. It's 10 or
plus.
the damage?
Yeah.
Okay,
Or half damage.
So he just barely passes that concentration check. Noted, Adaman. That is not enough to hit, and that is not enough to hit, unfortunately. Just shy.
Try to cut away at the stuff with my dagger. Leave me alone, let go.
I think this is the most effective entangle I've cast in a very long time.
Yeah.
That brings us to Aldrich.
Oi, Snacks McKenzie, over here! And I will guiding bolt the mage.
Thought you were referring to me.
He is.
I am! You're Snacks McKenzie.
Wouldn't hit for 11.
I am dealing with
Whilst he is on
my
death's
own.
door. he is still able to annoy Ari with his entanglement. We will actually start with his morale check, because, again, Death's Door, which is at disadvantage. Nah, he fucking books it. Moving at 60 a turn, unless you are intent to pursue through the rough foliage, and Lord knows how many preset traps as you look at the horse still, like, tangled up in the rope, and your overturned cart. Adwin would be cantripping, so he's not going to pursue. Alrish, you were told, hey, there's a fight over here. Physically, you can't move fast enough to catch up to them. But it does draw your attention, again, to your struggling party member.
Big eye rolls. Abrash will sort of pull himself away from the bodies and make his way over toward Ari and the vines. These are just tendrils constricting him.
As you step forward, it is vines and overgrowth, roots, all wrapping around. For you, it is only difficult terrain. It does not seem to launch out at you.
Alright. Abrash will attempt to cut Ari free.
Yeah, it's still a strength check.
You know what? That's probably the best thing she can be doing right now.
Hey Ari, you are finally free.
I almost had it.
Did you?
Ish.
The overgrowth remains for the remainder of the minute, as you have lost sight of your foe, and you are out of combat.
Yay!
You just
We'll
hear
make sure
the sickening sound of the small child bashing into the corpse, sometimes actually hitting it with the blade.
Lilith, everything okay?
No.
I was not asking you. I will approach slowly.
Her exhausted arms just hold the blood-drenched axe. Seeming like a light bulb goes off, drops it, turns, and runs towards Sara, apparently now crashing into Ari as he steps out of the spells area.
Well, now that we don't have to worry about getting cracked open. Shall we try to investigate what's left of these bodies?
She really only just mangled this one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think I will inspect this body. Why don't you go see to the child?
I think Ari's got that.
I think you should go see to the child.
I know what you are. I don't care.
It's not going to be pretty. I don't like people to watch.
It's also not a living creature, so it doesn't provide any sustenance.
Yes, well, sometimes the blood just tastes good.
He says up into the heavens.
you do that one. I will look at this mostly intact one first.
No, I'm not eating the one she mangled. Are you crazy?
I will start investigating for any, marks or anything like that.
I will start gnawing on the foot.
Yes, indeed. No better than the ghouls you killed the other day. So you managed with a 7 to find nothing of grave import, aside from they are wearing fairly straightforward, darkened leathers. The three of them do appear to be human. For the most part, as you go over the physicality of them, they probably haven't been eating all that well. Further enhancing the lack of nourishment Abrish gets as he nibbles on their foot.
He's gonna go seriously.
I just give a look. Like, really?
But
Shrug.
the obvious things you find are the one on the left sickle laying next to the pretty much the only intact piece of body left, or their hand.
Look at the hand. Anything interesting on it?
You found nothing of import with your
Okay.
investigation. You find that. You find the pike drenched in vampire and child blood. As to the north, right there by you, Ari, Lilith goes and scoops up her sister, completely unaware of the fact that she is coated with blood, and just hugging her so tight.
I try to subtly clean her off.
Okay. Sarah, for the most part, didn't get to see any of the fighting because she was restrained that pretty much the whole time.
Sometimes it's better that way.
Yeah. So all she sees is her blood-soaked sister come running up, consoling her. Oh, and you do see, I will note, Adrix, you see Lilith's axe, because she did drop it.
I will just take that for now.
It's okay, she still has a dagger.
A dagger's probably better because then she can use stacks.
Adamant does call out that the cart is quite tangled up in the rope that had tripped your mount.
We'll
Right,
fix it.
let's go try to work on this now. Avrash.
We gotta flip the card over too.
Yeah.
I is it so far Aldrich and Ari are firm. Albrecht, are you going to assist, or are you going to keep snacking?
After satiating at least some of the bloodthirst, he will go to assist.
I believe that should give you the combined 30 plus strength. With a heave ho, you right the cart and are able to cut the entangling rope free. The horse has managed to slip from the bindings, is just off munching away, having passed all of its fear checks.
Directing all the girls, getting cleaned up, and just to make sure them, we'll be back to the village soon.
Yes.
We gotta camp for a night, then we should get there in good time.
Yes. I agree.
All right. Do you do anything with the bodies laying out in the middle of the woods?
How far from our actual camp is this?
From the camp you had made after being kicked out of town, you think about 2 or so hours. Ari had the better ballpark of about an hour and a half.
I think that's probably okay.
It's decently far away. I mean, otherwise we're trying to take a lot of time to try and bury them or do what, and we've still got the kids.
Agreed.
So yeah, I think getting out of here is better for now.
Okay.
The wildlife will take care of them.
That was exactly my thought.
All right. Getting your things back in the now upturned cart. Lilith helps Sarah in, still not really talking much. And before she herself starts to climb up, she starts looking around. Her hands seem to grip the empty space where the axe had been for now well over 24 hours. And she begins clearly looking for it.
I will. Do I see her doing that?
You, the most perceptive of the party, and the one getting in the cart to drive it, yes.
Yeah. I will ask her to come up front. Like, basically sit with me as we...
She looks between you and looks back to her sister.
I hold out the axe. Like, right next to me.
Yeah, she fails the compulsion check and moves towards the axe. Reaching out to you. Ari, that gets you a total of a 60-foot low-quality rope.
Yeah, cool.
I'm gonna have a little bit of talk before I give this back to you.
Just kind of cast her eyes down at the ground.
You were very brave today. But you were also very stupid. Next time we're in a situation like this, I think it might be best if you stay back and help protect your sister. I say as I hand the axe back.
She seems to like struggle as if she's trying to find words, and as soon as the axe is handed and presented to her, she kind of lurches. You've felt the same way every time the compulsion has pushed you, and practically hugs the axe, much like Sarah hugs her teddy bear. Just keeping her chin down, she scurries back to the back and crawls to sit next to her sister. You're not sure if your words made through.
Okay. That was it. Everybody ready?
Yep.
By full
Let's-
night, a lot of you make it to the next camp, or to your original camp. You see it has burned out. The little bits, what little you had left behind, still tucked away off and out of sight from the road. The main road yourself, a little further than most of your dark visions can reach, as the clouds, for the first time since your travels together had begun, part ever so slightly, letting shafts of moonlight cast upon the land.
If we have downtime at camp getting stuff set up and situated where we still have light, I'd probably take some time with Lilith. Aside where she could easily still see Sarah, but start to see if she has interest in learning how to properly use a dagger, it being a much lighter, more dexterous weapon, to show her, cuts, slashes, stabs, throws, how to get the blade into your target from a distance. If she has interest.
I will note, by the time you're arriving at the camp, it is night.
Okay. I'll just perhaps do it later.
But if you broach the subject with her, she seems to have interest, even as her hands tighten around the haft of the axe.
Takes time. It's a useful tool.
You hear the sounds of the woods behind you beginning to rise up, nature settling into the evening routine. Do you strike a fire? What are your camp
We will
preparations?
try to start a fire. While that,
having,
I will also cast light so that way we can see while we're doing stuff.
Okay. So as you alight your shield, you are reminded that you had prepared this camp, so there is a stash of light kindling. It's not going to burn for the entirety of the night, but enough to warm your food and settle for the night. What other preparations for the evening would you like to make?
I got nothing.
Watch!
Oh yeah, watch.
I mean, if you don't
Oh,
wanna.
No,
We
we should put a watch.
Yes, how should we delegate watch?
With just with the four of us, we're just gonna have to rotate through
Yeah.
for the night.
Any preferences?
I was trying to remember for spellcasting in fifth if you have to have straight solid hours of sleep, or it doesn't actually matter.
You
It
can,
doesn't
You get enough.
matter.
you can do
Fine.
light activity, which taking a watch counts for. But you cannot like spend the entire time like hard at work at something.
Okay. I'm good with the middle.
I will take first.
I'll go third.
I will take the last watch.
That leaves Ottoman for second.
Okay. So the first watch is mostly during the time where the rest of you are eating your meals, setting out bedrolls, tending to equipment, things of this nature. Aldrich, as the night eases on for the most part, you watch the road, keeping an ear to the wood. Aside from Ottoman's usual conversations amongst himself, you hear Lilith seemingly off to the side with Sarah, settled in her lap as they are perched up against one of the rocks, brushing her hair out and humming a soft tune. It's not well. She's not exactly taking levels in Bard anytime soon. But it seems to give Sarah some degree of comfort.
Do you need perception?
Do you want to be perceptive? That answers that question. And I remind you, it is dim light. Perception is at disadvantage.
Let's roll another
If you're trying to perceive past your light spell, at your
well,
casting every minute.
it's the same.
Okay. You catch well off in the distance, just as the clouds move enough to reveal a little bit of the road. Looks to be a small traveling group moving away from you, but otherwise your watch goes with little to no issue. As you wake, I believe it is Adaman for the next watch. Alright, did. Okay. his couple hours pass, mostly spent with reflective conversation with himself. As he then wakes, I believe it is Ari for the third watch.
I had a 15 perception.
By the time it comes to your watch, you note that most of your party is able to settle down, get some rest. The battle-hardened lot that you are, Sarah passed out, her head in Lilith's lap. Lilith is wide the fuck awake, like wired, on edge, looking around. One hand is like stroking her sister's hair, the other is gripping the axe.
I would try to strike up a conversation, calm her down, see if I can get her to sleep. You know, I'm up, I'll watch. Things will be quiet for the night, and you're gonna need your rest.
Why does this keep happening?
Why does what keep happening?
First they took Mother from me. Now they're trying to take Sada from me. Why?
I don't think those bandits in the woods were after Sarah.
But you don't know
Sometimes
if they weren't.
We have no reason to believe they were specifically after Sarah. She fell off the cart, and only because the horse got spooked, and they never went for her. I agree. Bad things happen. Sometimes you'll have a string of them, but sometimes it's just bad luck. You have to find a way to keep on going. Day by day, you'll slowly get through it. I have been in a similar situation. It takes time. It takes friends.
I don't have any of those.
Well, we can get back to the village where you lived, and we can find some friends. Sometimes you have to try to make friends. Find a purpose and dive into it. Learn, grow, push on. Find something you want to be good at.
Her mouth opens, closes several times as she's trying to find words. Go ahead and roll a perception check or not perception, persuasion check. As you're trying to get her to basically calm the fuck down and go the hell to sleep.
Nope.
I'm markedly impressed. You settle to the end of your watch, and she is just a nervous wreck at every snap of a branch, every strange twist of the wind through the trees. She is not having it.
Well, I'll stay by my tent and change your mind. Go in there. I'll be at the door. Wake me up for anything. But I need to get some shut eye so I can function in the morning. You can sleep in the light. And I will wake Abrash and give him notice to give Lilith plenty of room. She's already on edge. She does not need to make anything worse. I'll wrap things for, just eyes on the camp. And I'll go lay at the front of the tent, which I'm assuming that Sarah was inside. I would have suggested it.
For the most part, like Sada and Lilith have like tucked away next to the what was a burning fire, what little fuel you had, and that's where they're still outside. She does have like a blanket over her,
Oh, that's right. Okay.
not wanting to wake her sister up.
I guess if Lilith wanted a blanket too, I'd try to just wrap her in one.
She verbally doesn't respond, but like she does manage to like lean forward enough for you to wrap it around her, seemingly to be lost in her thoughts. Very jumpy, very jittery. The moment that like your hand touches her shoulder, she tenses. You're pretty sure, if not for her sister on her lap, she would have swung on you or attempted to. As Aberish, you finish your little stretch and wake up for the last of the watches.
All right. Avarash will look over, and Lilith is still very much awake.
Very much awake. She is so on. She's like so overly on edge. You're pretty sure she hasn't even noticed you, having been woken up.
All right, that's fine. Avarash is gonna keep his distance from her and Sarah, not even engage with them, because he doesn't fancy either getting axed in the face or having to explain what's quote unquote attacking a child. He's just gonna
Yeah,
keep his back to the cart and keep his eyes open.
deal with her third crit of the night.
Yeah. So perception.
Correct.
Alright.
If you are actively keeping watch, if you're just like, I'm awake, it counts. Which is pretty much apparently what you do.
Yep. I'm awake, it counts.
Oh, good fucking god. Fortunately, your watch goes without a hitch. And as the clouds, by the time the first of the sun's warmth begins to hit the world, has mostly dispersed, letting its warm orange and yellow glow begin to spread across, first lighting up the road, and then reaching your camp. And as you turn your back, Lilith is just now falling the fuck asleep.
Oh, she can sleep at the cart.
And that's what all of you wake up to as you begin to rouse or be roused by your party member.
Wait, this was a long rest, wasn't it?
This was a long rest.
Don't we gotta do the...
That is correct. Do you need each of you to roll your checks?
These are D100s?
Correct. So close,
on.
Aldrich.
I was gonna be so mad if
close.
I was the one who brought it up, and then I was the one who...
And I will do Adamant's.
He's gonna get 100.
He rolled an 85.
Double, double, double.
So, fortunately, no one's rest was interrupted. So close, Aldrich. Yeah. Sarah wakes up, kind of like just the doughy-eyed, starry-eyed, like little cute little rubbing of her eyes, getting the sleep out. Starts wishing everyone a good morning, super morning person energy.
So the exact opposite of me IRL.
I was probably the exact opposite of everyone. For the most part, that just exists in the world these days.
Yeah, fair.
I'm pretty sure morning people are the minority at this point. Ari, coming out of your tent, you likewise. The physicality of the sisters is Sarah, full rested, ready to go. She is ready to take on the day like a champion. She's still a little like dirty and all that from falling in the mud and having magical entanglement keep her stuck there for a while. But she is ready to be a champion. Lilith, sleeping with twitching, stuttering motions, seeming to like start awake for a moment before her body goes, nope, no, bitch, we going to sleep whether you like it or not. We are done.
Let's carefully put her in the cart. Let her get her rest.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm trying to find like a big leaf. I can fold it up into like a cricket shape and then give it, make it start making noises of the forest at night using some of my artificer abilities.
Did you just make a white noise machine for the child?
Yes.
Okay.
Go sleep.
Who is lifting the teenager into the cart?
I will attempt to do it.
It's an attempt to lift a teenager.
Okay. I need a wisdom saving throw. All right. There is a momentary flash. You see what looks to be a glimpse into Lilith's nightmare. There is a larger figure, a humanoid, standing at the door. You can hear crying, heavy sobbing. Your perspective seems to be as if tucked in the corner behind a cheap-looking, slightly raised bed. As the figure marches away, and the image stops just as your perspective raises up and sees a woman laying on the bed.
Can I get like any details about the man?
You may attempt to do so.
I assume perception.
Correct. You would gauge that they're about anywhere between 5'6", 5'8", heavier set, very broad of shoulder, and they carry themselves with a large degree of self-importance. But facial features, all this is obscured either by the darkness in the room itself from the perspective, or the psyche of the child you have just glimpsed in.
Does he look at all similar to the man who kicked us out of the village?
It would not be difficult for you to link the two.
Okay.
But again, this is like
Yeah.
you watch Ari Abarish. Admin's busy doing admin things. Apparently, his mother's computer is sitting in bed. Gets Lilith scooped up into his arms, and is just about to lay her down, and then freezes for about 5 seconds. Eyes glaze over briefly. All of you feel that twist, that tug in your gut. Before setting her down and sort of beginning to reflect over what he just saw. Zara hopping up into the car and snuggling up against her sister, who is now, once again, just passed out.
The compulsion is leading us back to that village, right?
Correct. Which
Okay.
you would be able to get there well before the 10th hour.
Okay. Okay. I will make sure she is as comfortable as possible.
She's a little leaf
And-
next to her playing forest noises. It's great. You're not sure if it's helping. I mean, she just did have a whole bunch of trauma associated with the woods.
Fine.
You don't know if it's helping. It might be.
Yeah. I was thinking as well, while we travel, I'll try to carve up and craft, I don't know, I guess really just like a flat surface, I don't know, out of wood or something, to put, that can summon a picture of their mother from the best I know of her, not making her look dead, of course.
Okay.
I'll have that ready to go as well.
Do you have woodworking tools that you use?
Yeah.
Okay. Assuming you're not trying to do this while walking, i.e., you're hopping. Mind you, you guys are on the road now. This is not hard terrain for the cart. The horse has gotten way more rest than it had in the previous week it had been with you. And as you are making your way down the road, basically, if you're in the cart, you're effectively taking 20 and working on at least getting the base of the item prepared.
Yeah.
The road itself is lightly traveled, most of which seems to be individuals bringing materials from other nearby villages, some going the other direction, noted Abarish. Very few giving you any attention.
I'd say if we could travel faster down the road, it'd be good. Get them there before too long.
I'm actually unsure.
Not actually sure about what, sorry?
If we should bring these children back home.
You'd rather keep them with us? Because we can
More,
drop them.
I think we are sending them into a place with danger from the elder. Just things I've noticed over our trip.
Danger from what, elder?
The man who kicked us out.
mean, I don't know that staying with us is
I
any
know.
form of safe. Takes a look at Abrash.
More like Aldrich has seen and heard some shit from this child.
Like, we're going to get you a good home.
Just something about all of this feels wrong. She when she stormed into the cart yesterday, when we made our plans, she whispered from one monster to another. It's just something feels wrong.
Well, keep our eyes peeled when we get there.
Mm-hmm. Just to clarify, the elder was also the one that I saw who didn't have the shadow, right?
When you first noticed, yes, he did not have a shadow. When you looked again, he did.
Okay.
Yes, it was bugging me. Of course, wasn't under the cart.
Mine just playing tricks on you. I mean, there's some places that are still safe in this world.
Welcome back, Abrash. At this point, it's about the 8th hour. You, again, are pretty sure you make it back to the village by the 10th. Lilith has still not woken up. Is there anything specific anyone wants to do?
Nothing that is possible.
Nothing that is possible. That's okay. Then the hours go by. Already you've got a pretty smooth surface to begin working on a more detailed portrait.
Well, and so to be clear, my plan was, like, this is an item that will look basically normal. I mean, it will be like a normal object, but use magic to summon the picture to make it likely a better picture than I could craft. That way, then, as well, it's an image just for them.
Yeah. Basically boils down to, you have a smooth surface. If you are trying to get any like intricate framework or anything a little more detailed than just, you have taken this piece of wood, flattened it nice and smooth over the course of your trip, got it to the diameter you want. Just the broad stroke details were managed. So you have this nice base piece of wood.
Yeah, would like to have like a frame to it and such.
That would just be a proficiency check plus dexterity.
Great.
You're pretty sure you may need to start over, as you, like, a large gouge of wood as the cart hits a bump.
And I do not have mending, so okay. Starting over.
By the time you arrive, you're confident that you've at least got the base back to where you want it. As we fade to black with the several buildings, scattered farmland of the village begins to creep up over the horizon. Aldrich, as you're driving the horse, it does begin to seem to drift side to side, seeming to want to go away from the village as you maintain the reins and push forward. As we fade to black, you note, much like Faust, a lack of smoke from the hearths and the various buildings. And that's where we end for the night.
Well, shoot.